Hello, my friends. Glad you could join us. My name is Sujon, and I'm so happy to be here to be part of an organization who truly cares about children. Children who have been violated beyond imagination. Young hearts who have been exploited by sex trafficking, where their dignity and worth was rudely captured. Lotus Rising, led by Maria Paris, who I've known for over 15 years, is taking on such a demanding situation. Saving children whose lives have been stolen. The path to recovery and empowerment for these beautiful souls is a challenging one. Yet, the support they can have will alter their lives forever, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Lotus Rising has created programs to provide the necessary help children need to create a long-lasting, happy, healthy, and prosperous life. They require our support to return to their innocence and transcend all their difficulties that they have experienced. I myself have helped thousands of people in my journey as a healer to serve people who need similar assistance in bringing answers to the queries and challenges that have paralyzed people with disease, fears, traumas, physical ailments, and more. They are the people who have committed to heal and become better. They choose to move from a mindset of a victim to a victor, to align with their true destiny, to reach their highest potential of joy, love, vitality, and freedom. Seemingly, we are all in a precarious place in our troubled world today. A liminal state where we're caught in the air between the past and the future, like a trapeze artist letting go of one bar to catch the next. A point of no return. We are collectively watching the destructive forces confronting our lives and home, planet Earth. Many people find themselves stuck in some bad dream or nightmare as they swallow all the sounds and images displayed in front of them on their gadgets or television. Most people are living dispassionately as they absorb the haunting message. We are moving cautiously in a state of fear. We turn to our favorite distractions, scrolling through social media posts in a hurried 3-second pace, hoping some sort of solution will pop into our consciousness. There are other short bursts of pleasure that never sustains us, but relieves the anxiety of our dismal state temporarily. You may notice that the world seems to be separating at a rapid pace as we go through this ominous transition. It's never been more important for us to unite. However, we cannot agree on much these days. Whether it's political, the environment, economical, financial, or even foundational moral codes, we are disagreeing at every turn. People are incredibly impatient and are moving at a frantic pace over activity to some place called freedom. Do you see the irony in this? I ask myself at times, what's the hurry anyway? What are we really rushing to? What's it more important to us than this very moment? Why can't we create what we want at the pace we want from a space of joy? We place so much pressure on ourselves and the people around us to get somewhere that really may not have any value to us at the end of the day. The anger and frustration has been building up for so long that we can't keep the lid on these toxic emotions. Just think for a moment of all the hostile discussions that are happening today, from parenting and education issues to mortgage rates to sexual orientation labels to saving the dolphins. What is right anymore? People are so afraid of losing something. Safety and security. Rules number one at the end of the day. To the point where we're hoarding toilet paper. People are so hyper-focused on themselves that they are forgetting we share this planet together. We're meant to help one another in this journey called life. The separation and competition is creating an onslaught of violence, no matter what the cause is, quote unquote. As a whole or collectively, people are feeling the melancholy and existing, well, just existing. Cancel culture is rampant, not just in Hollywood, but in our own backyards, where someone conveys a different opinion and a group of people just pounce on them immediately. This person's life changes forever into some grave, lonely situation. Very few people seem to truly feel alive with gratitude, with purpose, with authentic bliss. We are here to communicate our perspective with the rights of free speech. But in most discussions today, people don't have the patience to hear the other's opinions. Conflict, competition, and disrespect seems to be the norm these days. Is this what we really want, truly want? There's a heightened level of self-righteousness and arrogance. To protect our way, our belief, or perceptions, it seems many people are waiting to be offended in some way so they can react in some toxic way. I'm right, you're wrong. This is not a way to grow. And it will create wars not only in some far away place, but also one in our own backyard. Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, and countless others have shared the power of love, the power of nonviolent communication, the power of oneness, the power of living in the moment, and the power of being an authentic human. The peace we are looking for sits within us. Be the change you want to see in the world. This is such a potent quote. It penetrates our hearts, but sadly, collectively, we don't take it seriously anymore. It's almost an ignored cliche. So I thought it would be appropriate to share what we could do to help bring more balance into our lives and the people that we love. The answer to me is getting to the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is remembering some foundational truths. On the human level, it is a matter of understanding that what we experience corresponds directly to who we are being and what we are emanating vibrationally. This can be difficult to accept, but even though the human ego may reject this idea, the real self, our essence, knows that it is true. We are born out of love, which is really the energy, prana, chi, that runs through each of us. It is the powerful life force that runs the engine of our universal evolution. So what are we really going to do about it? We can choose to keep going just the way we are, resisting change, growth, and maintain a life of pleasure, distraction, and hate, a mode that keeps us all tense, tired, and terrified. Or we can finally take a stand in our own shoes, which essentially means if we want to change our world, we must first change ourselves. It is a reprogramming of our consciousness, our minds, our emotions that lead to better actions and results. It's just time. We have to alter our collective consciousness. We have come together in the past in peace, love, understanding, compassion, and joy. This has never been a more critical moment for humanity. We must come together in this peace, love, and joy. The designer of this universe created our planet this way. We are all interconnected. Nothing is separate. Whether a sage or a scientist has said it, this truth has been revealed to us to all of us. We are all waves swimming in the infinite ocean. Your personalized answers toward your destiny and bliss. My friends, we must realize our own power, our own sovereignty, and how this helps the world at large. Being in power means accepting our flaws and our strengths in order to generate a strong electrical and magnetic pulse. If you look at the inner workings of a light bulb, you would find filaments with two poles, a positive pole and a negative pole. The light is generated in the middle, along a thin wire that connects the two poles. We are much the same. We need to find our balance point in the middle of our own masculine and feminine poles, which exists in every being, where we accept both the positive and the negative, where we accept our strengths and weaknesses, we accept our duality, and we integrate the soft, compassionate side with our focused, logical side, and get to that action side. There's a wake-up call where we are being asked to look in the mirror. We are being asked to wake up from our slumber. Now is the time to align with the divine. Seek your heart and soul in order to find an authentic way to live your life. Your example can be impactful to not only your family, but for the sake of the collective home. The healing of our world starts when we choose to heal our own inner sanctum. Healing is a fancy way of saying nothing. It's about returning to the core, maybe even hitting that reset button to the original factory settings. We can only heal what we see, accept, and acknowledge. We can only heal if you are willing to open your mind and heart. The responsibility is yours. We ultimately make the choices that brought us to this very moment. Everything is your life. Everything in your life has been based on your decisions, your state of being. The way you think is the language of your mind. The way you feel is the language of your body. Together, you have been forming what shows up in your life. When you shift your thoughts to higher vibrational ones, you start a flurry of chemical reactions and messengers to align with that order. High vibes create high effects. So what will you decide? Are you up to be a true change agent? Someone who becomes a lighthouse for others by shining your highest wattage of being. Embracing the heart of the matter is simply finding in the strength, the will, the courage, and the dedication to make internal changes that change your entire life. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, change your thoughts, changes your energy, which changes your life. Let's all get to the heart of the matter, where our collective values become the guiding principle for a more compassionate, loving, peaceful, joyful, abundant, and interconnected world. So I got that off my chest, my little soapbox. But seriously, today I come to you as a friend, humbly with humility, not to teach something per se, but perhaps for you to be more contemplative and even motivated. My hope is that there will be one or two points that will allow yourself to take away, something that will inspire you to do better for you and then us. Today, I'm not here as an authoritative voice or spiritual guru. I come as a fellow brother, a good Samaritan who chooses to help people open their hearts to themselves. This has always been my mission, to be empathetic, compassionate, and be a catalyst to your ascension. The labels that I carried for 20 plus years as a bioenergetic healer, a spiritual advisor, and life coach architect, blah, 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 the urban mystic even, the trademark love more that is tattooed on my heart feels somewhat meaningless in these grave times where I see such devastation and daily witness the pain in the eyes of men, women, and children, our brothers and sisters. Sure, as some of you know, I come from a long lineage of spiritual ancestry, of which two are recognizable in modern day. Paramahansa Yogananda, the father of yoga in the West, and Sri Aurobindo, who brought integral yoga in the late 1800s. As I mentioned earlier, I have served thousands of people in the span of my career, from the homeless to the revered celebrities. I do my best to support individuals with my intuitive, compassionate, empathetic, and innate gifts, along with my studies for the past few decades. I believe in love, hope, joy, and peace. With that said, I don't have a fancy presentation, as you can see, with multiple slides. I choose to speak to you from my heart and soul to yours. I don't have 10 million followers on social media to prove who I think I am or try to impress you. Today you get the raw Sujon data, just a friend who now understands his most authentic path and power towards his own destiny. I will simply present what I believe is a seed truth we all must remember. We must follow our hearts. We must enter the heart of the matter, living from your highest potential. To be quite honest, I wasn't really prepared to do a seminar, workshop, or any kind of self-help type of presentation. But I felt that this opportunity to help others and raise awareness at this junction is too strong. To raise money for helpless children is even more powerful. Frankly, I lost my confidence in myself. I became that reluctant healer, that reclusive being that had an unrepairable flat tire. It took me months to get out of this funk. I felt like an imposter some days, to be honest. I didn't totally turn off the lights though. I just dimmed them for a while. Motion is important when you are totally down and out. I did slow down my pace to honor myself. I had to become aware of what was causing my mayhem and need for healing. Some call it the dark night of the soul, but today I call it an awakening, a wake-up call. This sounds better to me because it feels more hopeful. It's a recalibration of my mind, body, and soul. To be frank, I feel the acceleration of this world is happening in all areas of our life, including the cosmic energies that have had such a great effect on this planet. Perhaps you are feeling the same way. So I rise out of the ashes and come back to you in a different form. You are the first ones to see me, actually. I'm not going to tell you, here I am, fully healed. I honestly believe that we will continuously grow until our last breath. But I can share that I am glad I took the time to heal my healer, me. This talk about is understanding the most important thing we must attend to. It's our own hearts, our vehicle that carries the soul. We are here to realize what drives us in our own special way so that we can share this with others. We travel this ongoing inner journey to discover the magic in our being, the heart of the matter. In doing so, we travel the hero's journey to follow our bliss, as Joseph Campbell shared. So, where do I start? Well, honest self-reflection is the gateway to anyone's process of healing. The quality of your questions will determine the quality of your solutions. Great questions offer great answers. For me, I started with what I truly wanted to create in my life, the vision. Questions like, what am I doing here? Led me to deeper queries. Who am I being today? Where am I truly headed? What is absolutely essential for me? What do I value? What do I truly want to create? Each day, I was journaling, allowing my right creative brain to answer my questions. I found stream of consciousness writing extremely helpful. Writing without a break or turning to my logic and past history. I would give myself like 3 to 5 minutes for each question. From this query, I came up with something special. The 4 E's of life, which I gotta say I'm pretty proud of. I love acronyms. Sure, there's a play on words here. 4 E's, 4 E's. You get it, right? For peace, for flow, for balance. But the 4 E's are about why we exist now. It's flushing out why we are here. The 4 E's are experience, expression, expansion, enlightenment. Using this framework really helped me delve deeper with even more questions. So I ask you, if life is about experience, expression, expansion, and enlightenment, are you experiencing what you truly want to experience? Are you expressing your truth with integrity and alignment to your essence? Are you expanding, growing, learning new things about yourself, or learning new skills? Joyfully moving across your limitations, roadblocks, or comfort zones? Are you truly taking the steps towards enlightenment, moving closer to God consciousness, higher levels of consciousness? As Maslow would say, towards self-actualization. There are a boatload of questions that can help you realize what is life for you, what your life means to you, your true reason to be here. Ask that, why am I here? Let that question truly sink in for a moment. Or perhaps right now you're thinking, what else can I do right now? Let me just look at my iPhone and see what else is going on. This line of thinking allows you to become aware of how you want to live. It can make you feel vulnerable. It can make you feel all kinds of negative emotions, and past traumatic events come up like shame, anger, regret, grief. I've seen a lot of this with my client base. However, I urge you to really look at what's causing you to be unhappy and be off-center. I do advise you to come up with your own questions. Start with the 4 E's. It can be the most valuable exercise you can do. Whether you're going through a bad situation or you simply want to grow, this will help direct your vision, the heart of the matter. You get into self-reflection, introspection. It will change your life. Here's some more examples. For instance, the first E, experience. What are my visions for my life? What do I value? What experiences do I truly want to live by? What needs to be released in order for me to experience more joy, more laughter, more abundance? Why do I feel trapped? The second E, express. Am I expressing who I am accurately? Am I being vulnerable? Am I speaking from my perspective of the truth? Why am I holding back? Why am I lying to myself and or to others? What's the payoff for my current circumstances? Am I willing to express with integrity? And then why? The 30 expansion. What do I need to learn to experience? What do I truly want? What is getting in my way? Am I growing as a being? What am I learning? What new skills and wisdom do I need? What lessons have I endured? How can I apply them? Was my perspective of the lesson true? Do I need to adjust my understanding? There's tons of questions. You just got to keep going. For enlightenment, the goal is to merge, go home to the source, to align. I am a created being. I was created by the Creator to create, to live out my destiny, my reason to be. What characteristics do I need to embody to live a life of God consciousness? What does it mean to be enlightened? What am I hoping people will say about me in my dying days? What am I currently doing daily to live in that space of divine love? What's your spiritual practice? By the way, the 4 E's are in no particular order. Start wherever you want. But again, allow your stream of consciousness to brainstorm your own questions and answers. Let go of any left brain logic to interfere with creating your questions. You see, in order to truly understand yourself and your passions for life, you must go deep as you can, by self-reflecting. The answers will be there. It takes a lot of honesty, integrity, vulnerability, patience, and grit. People who have gone through traumatic experiences, sometimes it may need more time and patience to get to a breakthrough because the walls of trust are so thick. However, this presentation, I'm talking for basic healing and recalibrating situations. I personally believe that asking the right potent questions is the starting point of healing, to really get to the core of the issue. Many people are in a rush to get there. They're looking for half-hearted and temporary solutions. You know who those people are. They're just looking for a quick way out. You know, taking the magic pill for temporary relief of the symptoms. I advise you to be patient. Once you have written some answers to your questions, step away for a bit, a few minutes or even a day, and read the answers from a fresh perspective. It's amazing what pops up. You can find out some key triggers. You discover unconscious blocks and sabotaging patterns. You discover how low your thoughts are. The negative self-talk and the constant emotional breakdowns. Why are they happening? What you read can do all of the above. Now you realize you need to do more of something. For some of you, you may want to hire me or another professional, but invest in yourself. Another thing I did was gratitude. You must add this. During my self-analysis every day, I wrote 5 things I was grateful for. It was truly a game changer. I used to do it every day prior to my reawakening. At some point it was kind of set back to the back burner. I don't know why I did that. Gratitude has a way of raising your vibration immediately. You feel your heart expanding. You almost feel like the lungs are hugging your heart. This simple tool has astonishing effects. You start to feel alive again, and I became acutely aware of what I had in my life. I was more conscious of the love and support of the people who truly love me. My spiritual practice became potent again, and as I thanked my connection to Source, the Creator, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, for a while I believe I took these connections for granted. Ultimately, it gave me a newfound direction. I had more options than I really thought, more than 1 or 2. Your creativity also soars as you come up with various ways to get out of your funk. I may not have all the answers or solutions, but it gave me all the reasons to move forward. Being lost wasn't fun. When I crashed, all kinds of emotions ran through me, ran through my body: guilt, shame, grief, disillusionment. My thoughts were scrambled, inconsistent, and, well, negative. I lost my sense of myself. I was the love more guy who didn't have an ounce of love, compassion, or patience left in him. I realized how reactive I was. I was more defensive, frustrated, and angry at everyone, every situation. My actions were more knee-jerk reactions. The unconscious had taken over and eventually brought me to my knees. Becoming aware was instrumental. Consciously staying present, meditation, nature walks, and listening to all kinds of great music helped my nervous system to calm down. When I was ready, the line of questioning started, which was the very antidote I needed. I was like planting new seeds in my garden to nurture my true purpose and essence. Some of you, like a few of my clients, will decide not to do these types of exercises. They claim they already know. The reality I found was the questions brought up a lot of past issues. They didn't really want to look at them because they were afraid that they will relive these moments again. Keeping them held inside will only grow those ill feelings towards disease. Believe me, I've seen some poor, helpless souls that just kept so many things held within themselves. It's better to face them, to resolve all the negative attachments that fuel your daily life. It's better to know what's really happening than not. What don't you know you cannot change? There's so many things we stuff inside us, and these moments sit in the subconscious mind, in the deep, murky waters of the unconsciousness, the unconscious part. We develop patterns, habits, and behaviors that are automatic without thinking much, like driving a car or doing a mundane task. Eventually, you just forget to live in the moment and live life unconsciously, stuck, unhappy, thinking about the past in depression, or creating some controlled future in anxiety. Avoidance is a real problem that never solves anything. It's time right now to open your eyes, your senses, and become aware of what you're holding in, the blocks, negative patterns, the same negative stories that you tell that keeps you just frozen. Awaken, accept, realize, move forward. There are so many ways we are sabotaging ourselves by living unconsciously. And this is what the wake-up call is all about. Again, look for these patterns. Write them down. The questions could be, like, how do I sabotage myself? What moments trigger me? What am I denying? What am I truly avoiding? What thoughts get in my way? What are my reactions when I feel uncomfortable? You see, in the land of cause and effect, we receive everything we perceive. We manifest situations or people based on what we believe. We get what we feel we deserve. We get from life just about what we expect to get. The inner attitude of expectancy and the outer results usually match each other. Our attachments and expectancy in our minds is the cause of everything that is happening to us. How many times did you say, "I knew that would happen"? Whether it was a win or a loss, you were right both times, because somewhere in you, consciously or unconsciously, you created it. The truth of the matter, the heart of the matter is, your consciousness is what creates your reality. I'll say it again for effect. Your consciousness is what creates your reality. Your life is happening through you, not to you. No one really is a victim of their circumstances. We are challenged to become better and to align with our core essence and discover our reason to be. We must become aware, alive, and consciously choose who we want to be. So if we're governed by the universal laws, like gravity, the law of cause and effect, and or the law of magnetism or law of attraction, it says we attract and experience what we are. The universe always says yes to you. If you say, I am beautiful, yes. I am ugly, yes. I am smart, yes. You get the picture. Whatever you believe deep down, you will generate that effect. The stronger your belief, the more likely it will come to life. You could be saying all kinds of affirmations, by the way, but you may not truly believe them. So the overall effect will be the belief. More often than not, they are the negative ones. Your consciousness, your current consciousness, is creating the life you are living. Full stop. The thoughts you choose to embrace, good or bad, creates your experience. What you think about the most amplifies, creating a momentum, if you will, and it becomes a habitual thought until it forms into a hardcore belief. And that belief is what generates our habits and behaviors. These eventually sit in our subconscious mind, which is there to protect us, which drives these emotions that we feel in our bodies daily. Emotions are energy in motion. So the more we live in these emotions, we project this vibration out into the world, attracting the very things your mind believes. The emotions are the feelings. It's these unconscious feelings that emanate from our bodies that attract some awful situations that we're not even aware of. And people of similar vibes show up in your life. They come to show you how you feel about you. A momentum develops, forging an effect through our actions, by the way. I'm simplifying this because we really only have an hour. I can talk for hours about energy. So it makes sense to look at our consciousness. What are we thinking? What stories are we telling ourselves? The beliefs we believe in. Are you truly living the life you want? How are you self-sabotaging, like I said before, or asked before? What are the beliefs that are preventing you from achieving your destiny and your dreams? These are good questions. This awareness you generate from your self-analysis will help you discover what patterns you need to weed out once and for all. And keep the ones that you really want. This can be a hard process, but if you stay firm, you will shift your life in ways you never thought were possible. These decisions will guide you with your truest intentions and decisions. Wishy-washy produces what? Wishy-washy. Love begets love. Hate begets hate. An apple can never be an orange. Clarity of mind with intentional and willful actions will bring you the results that you want. That's heart of the matter. It's at this point you move into a more precise way of living, being, creating. You will have discovered the heart of your matter. Another thing I want to share, you got to stop saying, I know. So stop saying, I know. If you knew, you wouldn't be in your challenging situation. Makes sense, doesn't it? If you're not happy right now, there's something, obviously, that needs to be looked at. We must act like a detective and look for clues. There's probably some lessons that you need to learn. Hence why you're in the situation. I have witnessed many people who love to collect information, wisdom. They hoard all kinds of teachings with endless lists of books, seminars, workshops, or simply sit in front of the guru with their notebook in hand. There's nothing wrong with that per se, but often they can recite passages. They know stuff, but cannot find the passage to their own freedom. One of my teachers would say, you are useless without the practice. The actions you take. Apply and test everything that I share with you. Does it really work for you? And I'll never forget that. Apply what you discover and learn. Remember, to truly feel alive, you must remember the foundation of life. The 4 E's that I shared with you. Become attentive to your life. We are meant to be in this constant flow. The only constant really in life is change. Many people are trying to keep control of life in some comfort zone. The fear of losing something, to claim joy. Be an avid student always. This is what keeps you going. Find something that you can be passionate about, that fills your heart and soul. Ask yourself, what do I need to do and be better? Where am I stopping myself from expanding, experiencing, expressing, and entering that beautiful zone of enlightenment? It's like saying, I know I'm going to heaven, and I know it. So why the heck are you here? Go. What's stopping you from going if you already know? I actually heard that from Sadhguru from one of his posts, so I share that with you. Whenever somebody says, I know, I realize that person is stuck in ego, the controller of their life. The ego isn't the CEO. The ego mind is meant to be the operations manager. To me, the board of directors is God, the universe, the creator, or whatever you choose to call the ultimate. Next in line is the CEO, which is your soul, that amplifies the frequency, the sounds, the instructions that are coming down, the innate pieces of consciousness that we are all here to emanate and share. The words and the songs in your heart. The heart is the true voice of what matters in our journey. Our hearts then sends this information to the mind, who is meant to instruct every cell in our body to perform its tasks, running the vehicle that we live in. Okay, let's call ego the COO. To be free, to be healed, to create whatever you want, the soul, the mind, and the body must agree to come together with each other in perfect harmony. The source of our reason to be comes from the spirit that created everything. The real problem is that we're too busy listening to our egos. We are energy. The reality of life is that we are all spiritual beings, energy beings that are having a pearly human moments that are all strung together to create our overall experiences towards our ultimate destiny. I'm sure you've already heard this somewhere along your trek. We are all tied together, connected, interconnected. We are multi-dimensional beings, Everything around us and in us is energy, whether we can see the atoms, the waves, the particles or not. There are several laws of physics and laws of the universe that I could describe, but this is not what I choose to share right now in this session. Knowing that we each have an ability to create what we desire, and we each have an option of contributing to that change that we choose to see, gives us hope to make the difference we innately feel. The hope is that everyone will understand this. The hope is that it reaches the collective consciousness, where it becomes the norm. Quantum physicists, scientists are now proving what spiritual sages have been passing down to us for centuries. You were created by a force that has created everything in the universe. You can call it God, creator, infinite intelligence, divinity, divine love, or a universal force. Science and spirituality is proving that the power that we each possess. If everything is energy, then all the laws of the universe and or physics apply to us. This is an important takeaway. I say again, because it's worth repeating. I love repeating. We are creators of our reality. We attract the vibrations we put out. Life is actually happening through us, not to us. We are solely responsible for our experiences. Our perceptions, our stories, and choices dictate what we actually experience in life. What we are learning is that there is more than one or two perceptions, more than black or white. We actually have infinite possibilities and perceptions. And if we allow ourselves to look for them or at them, we can change your life. This is called consciousness. At the core, our hearts, which has its own consciousness, by the way, has the ability to access the soul, which is connected to the infinite consciousness, where the infinite possibilities lie. We have to access it every moment if you truly want different answers. However, throughout our lives, we have created a consciousness based on the 3D world of duality, right or wrong. We have been taught by our parents, teachers, friends, society, that we are limited individuals in what we can do or be. If we don't do things the right way, we'll be punished. That was kind of the patterns that we live by. If everything is energy, your thoughts begin it, your emotions amplify it, and your actions increases its momentum. Why aren't you doing it? You may not be able to see an atom, but you can certainly see its effects, witness it. Think about the internet. Think about the GPS in your car, the microwave, the electricity running through your house, or even the atomic bomb. Energy is everywhere. What you pay attention to grows. Your outer reality is based on what's happening in your inner reality. What you resist persists. Believing is seeing. All kinds of wisdom that has passed through us. You may have heard that it was said, you can achieve what you believe. That what you focus on expands. While these statements ring true, they're often relegated to a category of idealistic and somewhat impractical philosophy. But in reality, significant natural principles lie behind those concepts, compelling us to look more closely at the science behind them. So, what's the point? I advise people to turn their I knows to I flow, to I grow, to I glow. It's time to empty your cups of impurities, incorrect truths, and beliefs for your particular path. If something's not working, dig deeper. Understand what needs to change. Personally, when I hit my rock bottom or my awakening moment, this is the reminding phrase I used. Change your I know to I flow, to I grow, to I glow. Being in a low vibrational state is no fun. The sadness, the closed heart, the shallow breathing, all symptoms of anxiety and fear. I had to shift my attitude to raise my altitude. Fear was no longer an option. The resistance is what causes your electrical system of nerves to burn out. What are you resisting? What boundaries do you have that doesn't allow you to express, experience, expand, or light up for ease? Try it. I know. Change your I know to I flow, to I grow, to I glow. Let me briefly explain this framework through my own experiences. When I lost my sense of self, I entered the flow zone. A zone of acceptance. I decided to take a week off. To me, the flow zone entails a lot of rest and self-care. It's a period where you decide to release what you know, I know, and allow these answers to come to you. In I flow, flowing is about trusting, letting go, surrendering, and simply accepting what is. During this period, I stepped away from my challenges to allow my mind to quiet and my body to rest. These moments allow you to get out of the storm, to allow yourself to recenter. It's in this zone you're allowing things to settle down, giving your mind, body, and spirit find homeostasis, that homeostatic state. Meditation, nature walks, journaling, morning pages, breath work, listening to great music, painting, just being creative, eating great food, and getting lots of sleep. All of these really help you center. I met with friends or called people who I haven't talked to in a while. All these things really started to calm me down and not focus on my challenges. During this flow period, I was prepping actually for the self-analysis. To be in the flow state, I believe we become more heart-centered. I enjoyed my daily walks in nature, which I know helped me raise my vibe. It was my medicine. It was healing itself. I was healing by grounding into the grass. You get into this flow, this now moment where true peace lives. You trade the constant chatter for something more magical. The pace. When you flow in something creative, you're calling in that part of consciousness, the infinite consciousness. It's a break worth taking, because wherever your attention goes is where your energy flows. When you flow or focus on aligning yourself to a place of peace and harmony within, everything in your body starts to tune up to that frequency that is harmonious. Where there is disharmony, disease, or imbalance in your being, your body automatically responds to the environment that you place it. And this is what homeostasis is. Your body and mind calms into a balanced and quiet state if you allow it. In a quiet room or in nature, my vibration slowly shifted in order to start the healing process. I lose my mind just by observing and being more present and in the moment. And when I say lose my mind, the stressed mind, I give it a break from the constant analysis and go, the to-do list. I flow more from this creative space. This creative nature is your intuition, and your thoughts access more of that, like I said before, infinite intelligence, God, the creator. Oftentimes you hear suggestions when you're sitting in that silence. And downloads are happening during this period. You're hearing things that you don't know. I also, added mantras and affirmations, and of course the gratitude list. This step alone has proven to be a surefire way to raise your state of being, not only for myself, but for many of the clients I have served. The next stage is the I grow stage. The growth stage is what I've been talking about all this time, what I've explained earlier. Self-reflection, self-analysis, shadow work becomes the pinnacle period in your healing phase. By stepping into a flow from an I know, you're able to now look at your problems, challenging situations more objectively. In your quest to manifest change, you must find clarity, a clear vision of what you truly desire. The seeds of a potential you plant will ultimately bloom with your care and nurturance. With clarity, you can move forward on everything you discover about yourself. Your past patterns, with your skills, knowledge, capabilities, with the wisdom you have discovered, you can bring your intentions to fruition. Again, here's some questions, probably on repeat. What do I need to learn? What am I denying? What am I avoiding? Where am I lying to myself? What do I need to see that I don't see? How can I do better? What do I need to commit to? These are questions in the growth phase. The growth in your consciousness produces different perspectives. And those perspectives give you different thoughts. And you're instructing yourself to plant these new thoughts that harden into the beliefs based on your vision, intentions, and what you truly value in life. This change in your overall thought process is happening because of your commitment to a new level of consciousness. That's what I learned. You can change. What do you really desire? What do you really want to manifest? How would it feel if you already had it in your life? You play this new way in your mind. You visualize it, and if it, you think of it as if it's already done, because the subconscious mind doesn't differentiate whether it's happening down here in the 3D or whether it's happening up there in your mind, which is connected to the infinite consciousness. Great time to write a new script for your life. Turn your tragedies into love stories. Maybe it's a rom-com, vividly describing the ultimate you would like to express, experience, expand. Write a pie-in-the-sky story. Dream and think big. A life of abundance, bliss, love, peace, whatever you want. You now have permission to move forward. Permission to move on. The permission comes from within, not by some outer authority figure. You are now taking responsibility to make all the changes you require to evolve and center in your authentic presence. Perhaps for the first time, you are choosing to live life on your terms, with a mind, body, heart, and spirit that works together harmoniously. The last part is to enter the glow state. After analyzing your situation, your challenge, and working through the self-inquiry, you feel lighter, you're rested. From the state before, you feel more happy. You have a new map where you truly want to go. You confidently move in the direction of your dreams. The life you always imagined. You know that quote. There is a lightness in your being because you have decided to alter your consciousness, your thoughts, habits, beliefs. In the glow state, you have also decided to let go of any regrets, grudges through forgiveness. This is not a time to blame yourself for your past missteps, understandings. It is a period of true self-forgiveness. You choose to release those things that are of no value to you anymore. You have more compassion, empathy, and love in your body as you align yourself with authenticity. It's in this state I continue again, over and over, the affirmations, the reminders, the mantras, the visualizations, and the meditation techniques to upgrade my vibrational frequency to a high octane level of consciousness. I choose me first before I go on to my daily tasks. I give myself silent moments to listen to the sacred messages that come through me from my heart and soul. I remind myself of my commitment and dedication to what I truly value, my visions, my dreams, and my creations. A natural momentum takes place where your actions match your thoughts, and it cycles through the laws of the universe. My inner reality now dictates what happens to my outer reality. My mind, body, soul moves harmoniously through life as I consciously choose every moment, each movement that I make. Instead of reacting to life, I do a better job responding consciously with patience, empathy, trust, and love. This is where the payoff is of all the discernment and all this conscious self-work that you do, that takes place. Instead of bracing for what can go wrong, I firmly keep my eye on what the prize is that offers me the freedom, the joy, the abundance, the friends, the environment that I truly deserve. I am worthy. There's a peace of mind when I allow myself to truly listen and observe life and all the messages that are coming through from all kinds of places. There might be waves of more challenges coming, but I know that I'm better prepared more than ever. I mean, I'm not perfect. Nobody really is. I now know what I'm truly capable of. It will take some time to get to this phase, but I know it does happen. It works. I've seen it. I've felt it. In the glow state, you carry yourself differently. The energy that you emanate flows in a happy, peaceful state where humility, gratitude, and determination flow. People around you feel your glow. People see your lightness. You attract circumstances, situations, and people who are aligned to your vibes. Your energy becomes magnetic and electric as you walk towards your destiny. This is the heart of the matter. All that I have discussed so far is to get you to live in the heart of your matter, the title of the seminar. It is in this moment, after all the preparation and healing, that you realized what your matter is. You realize that it's always an inside job. The healing and the solutions all existed within you. You just had to believe that it was there. The healing that you are seeking is seeking you. So what is this heart of the matter? What does it mean? Glad you asked. After all the realizations, you will access this part of you, the heart of the matter. The healing we all seek that is sitting within you is where you start, as I shared. You truly live from a place of authenticity, an infectious passion that will not stop you from you. You dictate every move you make from this point on. You are now able to live from the heart of the matter because that's what counts. That's what the matter is. The heart of the matter. What counts to you? As I discussed initially from my soapbox, in a world that often seems fast-paced and hectic, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle and jump back on some hamster wheel or get distracted and lose sight of what truly matters, the beating heart of humanity. My mission has always been to help people to live from their heart and mind. This is what Love More is about. It's a powerful philosophy that transcends the noise of the everyday and calls us to recognize the intrinsic value of every human being. But more importantly, it's to understand that you matter because we're part of the whole. Your energy, your light, your presence, your sense of being matters. When you live by your truth, you affect the whole. Living in the heart of the matter is just another way of saying, I will live what I value. I share my unique ways of expression to affect my life and those around me. It's knowing what you value every day. Again, remember the 4 E's, because it is what you value from your heart that ultimately matters. It is the real driving unit in our life. In the big picture, we are all citizens of this world, here to support each other's dreams. It's never been more important for us to make these shifts towards a happier and conscious and war-free life. Each of us needs to acknowledge the heart of the matter, where we are choosing to live with compassion, kindness, and love at the core, or the foundation of our life. This means living in a high vibratory state of infinite consciousness, God consciousness. Instead of reacting to everyone around us, we need to respond with love, care, respect. But we can't if we don't respect ourselves. We were magically created by the most powerful creator to create in infinite ways, to create more love, support, appreciation, whatever it is that you want to gift with your abilities. The diverse and infinite ways are what we are here to observe, witness, and experience. We are here to share, serve, and express our gifts with each other. We are being guided to love and be loved. Simple. If we were to distill why, if you were to distill why you do what you do, like a business, a vocation, a drawing, a song, whatever it is, you are here to serve someone with your creativity, with your essence, which is driven by the power of love. As we share these unique gifts, we realize we can each enter a beautiful zone of giving and receiving, a cycle of true abundance. Not hoarding, keeping it safe. It's not always an exchange of like paper bills or digital coins. It's about the expression, the experience, the expansion towards lighting up our souls. The 4 E's. What we exchange, we carry in our hearts. This precious energy is what we actually take with us when we leave this plane, this planet. It's not about these physical collections we admire or really the accolades. The satisfaction is what we learned and what we lived and whose hearts did we fill. So the heart of the matter is living in heart consciousness. I call it heartfulness. Again, the core of what love more means. My company, Love More, was born from the idea to live heart and mind. How can we be more conscious in each moment, to be more loving? Love is an action word. Love is the answer if you choose to hook into that frequency. The heart of the matter is to live where the heart and soul unite with the mind and body. And it starts with you. To remember and recognize your value, your worth, your talents, your expressions, your gifts. This is called self-love. Extend this word to self-honor, self-respect, self-awareness, self-understanding, self-value, and what Yogananda would call self-realization. No, it's not about being arrogant. It's not about encouraging yourself to take things from others. It's to live with confidence and to emanate your self-worth. When we can value who we are, it is so much easier to acknowledge the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, regardless of differences in background or culture or beliefs. Understanding that every person carries a unique signature, unique essence that adds depth in our interactions and fosters a sense of humanity. It's from this place, the heart of the matter is about living from our deepest, deepest core essence. Remember that you are made in the likeness of your maker. I use the same words: compassion, empathy, forgiveness, acceptance, non-judgment, and truth. This all becomes part of our path. It's a profound ability to understand and share the feelings of others. By cultivating this way of being in our daily lives, we not only understand our own superpowers, but we have an ability to walk in someone else's shoes and understand that. Instead of warring, we can approach situations with an open heart and mind and an open communication. The fears we carry drop away because we understand that the power of this force. We are more likely to come up with better solutions to the problems of the world if we stayed in this state. We become anchored to a much higher level of consciousness, and we create win-win solutions. Two heads are always better than one. Two sticks are always stronger when tied together. When the heart is at the center of our decisions, we naturally seek to break down the barriers that divide us. Judgment and labels drop off. Whether they're societal prejudices or cultural differences or personal biases, embracing the heart of the matter encourages unity and inclusivity, a oneness. And behaving with this type of high vibe consciousness, we begin to trust, share, and respect more. We feel less vulnerable. We feel less competitive. We are more apt to learn, understand, and communicate with each other and not be so scared. We become kind and peaceful, knowing that we're aligned with the universal or divine will. The fourth E is what I described earlier, the enlightenment stage. Living from the heart translates to daily acts of kindness. Whether grand or seemingly small acts of kindness emanate from a genuine concern for the well-being of others. These acts create ripples of positivity that touch hearts and create a more peaceful existence. We all begin to feel more joyful and free, alive. We feel alive, we feel heard, we appreciate it, and all forms of love. We benefit as our offerings boomerang. They boomerang back to us. Living from the heart has significant ramifications. When we understand the mysterious entity or energy that flows through us, we realize that it symbolizes the essence, the crux, and the pivotal core of our lives. It's the intangible space where authenticity, purpose, and personal significance converges. Understanding the heart of the matter involves peeling away the layers of external expectations, societal pressures, fake authority figures, and superficial aspirations to uncover the raw, vulnerable, yet powerful, authentic self. This is all what I've been talking about through this whole talk session. You walk differently, you talk wisely, you spend less time being offended, you emanate your authenticity. Your actions come from a place of strength, trust, confidence. It's our choice. It's our own responsibility. Living from the heart of matter makes your decision process much more potent and laser-like. This offers you more peace to enjoy instead of a boatload of analysis, which ultimately delays your happiness because you're trying to live with this with perfection. Authenticity encourages you to look within, acknowledging your true passions, desires, and values. I'm repeating the same thing over and over because it's obviously important. Living authentically is aligning your actions, choices, and pursuits with the genuine essence of yourself. It's about a life that resonates with your innermost being rather than conforming to the external standards, which I just said. I'm just speaking here. It's just coming out. We create more space to expand and create. We shift the mundane to the extraordinary. That is it. One more thing. The heart of matter prompts you to delve into your personal values, the guiding principles that shape your decisions. And they define your character. Identifying and honoring these values provides an accurate roadmap for navigating your journey. One last thing. The heart of the matter prompts you to delve into your personal values, the guiding principles that shape your decisions and define your character. Identifying and honoring these values provides a roadmap for navigating your journey. Aligning with your values cultivates a sense of purpose, meaning, confidence to fulfill your wishes. Write out your values. Our values give us the confidence we require to manifest all our visions and dreams. List 10 or 15 values you choose to live by. Assess your list with the following questions. Are you currently living these values? How is it affecting you? What are you expressing or emanating? Are you prioritizing your values over someone else's? Are your values really your values? By the way, nothing is permanent. Values are not stagnant. Rather, they evolve as we grow, learn, and navigate the diverse landscapes of our experiences. Knowing our values provides a clear lens through which you can assess and make decisions when faced with choices, challenges. If you align them with your values, it streamlines your decision making, leading to choices that resonate with your authentic self. It's a compass. It's fostering a sense of integrity and genuineness in your actions and interactions. Knowing your value leads you to an increased level of well-being. Understanding what you truly need makes you more resilient because you know you have an understanding of who you are, where you're headed, and you have faith in handling any challenges. You're resilient. Your values ground you to a foundation you have chosen to stand on, not somebody else's. Again, our values form the bedrock of deep and meaningful connections, fostering understanding, empathy, and mutual growth. So, my friends, I'll leave you with this. We're all special. We all matter. Each of us, no matter what evidence we use to deny it, plays an extremely important part in the eternal scheme of things. So many people believe that our specialness is determined by some grandiose act, the accumulation of wealth, or the demonstration of this extraordinary beauty or talent. To be alive, to acknowledge your worth, to live the life you choose is the ultimate gift. When you live from your heart, you align to this incredible force that honors all beings. Your actions speak with authenticity. You live peacefully, knowing that you are doing your best to live a meaningful, purposeful, loving life. You emanate the heart of the matter. Live your life fearlessly by living your life with love. This came today on my social media this morning, and somehow I feel it's appropriate for growth. And I'm not sure who the author is, but I thought it was pretty powerful. So here it is. Anything that annoys you is teaching you patience. Anyone who abandons you is teaching you how to stand up on your own 2 feet. Anything that angers you is teaching you forgiveness and compassion. Anything that has power over you is teaching you how to take your power back. Anything you hate is teaching you unconditional love. Anything you fear is teaching you courage to overcome your fear. Anything you can't control is teaching you how to let go. Everything in life is teaching you something. So, we are all teachers and students. We are all here to express, experience, expand, and become enlightened. The 4 E's. My hope is that you will realize this truth for yourself. We are all healers. I remind my clients of this truth. I often say that you're the healer and I'm the facilitator to your journey towards self-realization. Every day, there's an opportunity to live in our highest version. Every moment allows us to choose higher perspectives and put this wisdom into practice. The overall heart of the matter is to love and be loved in a world where we can be anything. At least choose one thing. Choose to be kind and compassionate to yourself and to the people you love. Get out of your funk. Get rid of your junk. Be you. We are human beings, not human doings. Balance your life with do. Do and be. Emanate a vibration that comes from within, that is rooted within the core of all. If you want to learn more or work with me, you can DM me on my IG account, Sujon Data Healer, or you can find me on sujondata.com. Let's have a conversation. Perhaps you will give me permission to work with me. Many blessings to you. Shine your light. Love more, my friends.